Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast College Football Edition. Today, as we always do on the Tuesdays, going over some college football, talking about the Buckeyes, talking about the big games that happened over the weekend, and previewing the games this week. We got the crew, Byron and Cedric, with us. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. It was some good weekend for football.
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. Just like Byron said, it's always easier coming on here after a Buckeye win. And the Buckeyes did win. They did beat Maryland, but Byron, this was a game throughout the game.
This was definitely a game throughout the game. We were actually tied 10-10 going into halftime. They came back. Maryland scored to go up 17-10, and then Ohio State just poured it on after that. So the score ended up being 37-17. Kyle McCord, 19 for 29, 20 yards, 2 touchdowns, no fumbles, no interceptions. Actually, Ohio State didn't have one turnover this game, which was good. Travian Henderson was injured and didn't play, so Chip Trainum had most of the carries, 20 carries for 61 yards, a touchdown. Maya Williams came in, 6 carries and 23 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 8 receptions, 163 yards, a touchdown. Emeka Buka, 3 receptions, 40 yards. And Cade Stover had 2 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Our defense did have 2 sacks and 2 interceptions. One of those interceptions was a touchdown from Josh Proctor. JTT did contribute on both of those sacks, so he was credited for 1.5 sacks for the game. What I didn't like is how slow we started on our offense. A lot of that was because our O-line was getting bullied and Maryland was getting to McCord. Maryland's D ended up having 3 sacks. 2 of them ended back-to-back drives for us. Like I said earlier, we did come alive in the second half after Maryland went up 17-10.
I would also say too, the Cedric end of the third quarter, it was 17, no, it was 14, 17-20 OSU end of the third. Like this was a 3-point game going to that fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter OSU scored 17 and Maryland scored nothing. So Cedric, what were your thoughts of like this? This was a legit game going into the fourth quarter.
I think our defense finally stopped maybe Tua's movement. Because, I mean, the first 3 quarters, it was real close, super close game, but like we had the pick 6,
Yep.
We had another interception, but I don't know, it felt like their drives, they just kept driving the field. They may not have walked away with points, but so I think our defense had a good stand there in that fourth quarter, turning them away, keeping them from getting more points. And then our offense just went to work and was able to execute. So it worked out for us in the end.
No, I agree. There was some terrible decision making on the side of Maryland's coach. They were still well in the game, and they went for it on 4th down on their own 20, whatever. And then they didn't get it. So it was just easy OSU. I just don't know what he was doing. There's still plenty of time left. Your defense has been playing relatively well. I don't know why you go for it on your side and give OSU a short field.
Yeah, that wasn't the best decision by Maryland's coach. Maryland was moving that drive, so I guess he figured that they could, I think it was like 4th and 1, they can get that 1 yard. But OSU's defense was not having it.
Oh, I just don't. So weird. Like, why you would do that and put your defense in a pinch like that. And then that was really the floodgate of it just going south. Going south for them. And like you said, we got a pick 6 too. So I mean, at that point in the game, we needed that pick 6 because that was the first touchdown for Ohio State, if I believe correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because before that we had a turnover on downs because of a messed up punt. Then we had punt. I mean, touchdown, then a punt after that.
I mean, Buckeyes scoring 27 points in the second half to pull away. But hey, Buckeyes win on their homecoming, 5-0. Maryland's first loss, so 5-1 on them. Also, Marvin Harrison, he had himself a day. And Emeka Ibuka goes out. Ryan did says he's so that's a little scary. Hopefully, Emeka's not out too long.
And now I think we have guys step up like Xavier Johnson or Julian Fleming.
And then with Henderson hurt, not playing, still, man, I'm asking us for what did Mayan do?
That's my question.
Like, what did he do?
No idea.
Like, what did he do at practice? What is he doing academically? Because he's not getting tick anymore.
Mm-mm.
And it's not like he's bad. Like, because when he got those touches, like, man was running like he was angry at the fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took it back out. I was like, what? Like, he only gets to run like 3 times? What is this?
It's so strange. Like, this is a guy who's had a 5-touchdown game before.
Yeah, last year.
And, like, I don't understand how he's been demoted like this.
Something's going on. I don't like it, but something's going on.
But, I mean, the Marvin 2, 8 for 163 had a touchdown. So, we're winning, man. We're winning.
We are. Also, with Travion Henderson's injury, I hope it's not like last year where he was like out every other game. So hopefully they'll give him time to rest up and get fully healed because we do have Chip Trainum and Mayan White. So I don't think we need to rush Travion Henderson back.
I think I don't, and this is whatever. Take it as you will. I feel like this he won't sit out that long because I mean because of his last year thing, he's still worried about his draft stock and how that's gonna go. But I feel like there was a lot of conversations of his feelings about the diagnosis last season. He was misdiagnosed and then got hurt again is kind of the reason why he was out longer. So I think he'll be definitely more careful this time just to make certain. And I think that's kind of what last week was about because I mean it's one of those things that we had to buy and everything. So he's like, let me make sure I'm right before I just like rush back out there on the field and get hurt again, and then I'm screwed going further into the league with the draft.
I agree, and I think also too with the week going to Purdue that they'll take that as you can sit out this one and hopefully have him back for the game next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, how'd you guys feel about Ryan Day getting a lot of flack because he took they kicked a meaningless field goal, game is in hand, and that meaningless field goal actually gave OSU the cover. People have been giving him flack for that.
I'm sorry you bet them not to cover. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, yeah. I can't be too upset because I was sorry at Dabo. I was like, Dabo, you scoundrel, you kick a field goal knowing everyone's money on the line.
Like it was interesting he got flagged for that. But we got Purdue coming up next. This is a game that we talked about last week that is only on Peacock. You cannot watch this game anywhere else. It is on Peacock at noon. Purdue 2-4, 1-2 in the conference. Currently, right now, OSU again is a 20-point favorite. Byron, what are you expecting out of this game? There's really no one on Purdue at the moment who's frightening, but then again, with Ohio State history, Purdue has caused some issues the past 20 years, once every like 5 or 10. So what are your thoughts on this game?
I'm nervous only because it could be a trap game because we play Penn State next week.
I think it is a trap game. I don't think it could be.
You're true. And the last time we were at Purdue, we lost 49-20 in 2018. So those two things got me very, very nervous about this Purdue game. The main thing is I just need us to start faster than we did against Maryland because if we get down, it may turn into that 49-20 game the last time we were at Purdue.
Well, difference from this, they had a young man named Rondell Moore who's doing things in the NFL. We all know what he did to the Buckeyes, which basically got him drafted.
Yep.
Cedric, what are your thoughts on this game against Purdue? Only on Peacock.
I have Peacock, so I'm happy. So I'll be able to watch the game. But I don't know. I feel weirdly okay. Like, weirdly okay. It's at noon. I feel differently if it was at night. But it's at noon. Like you said, I haven't seen anything like tremendous about Purdue to like write home about. Oh, I will say this: like Maryland was undefeated, not ranked, and we survived that. So
they should have been ranked, but that's a whole other story.
Play Purdue. I think if we come in, like Byron said, we get a little bit started offense, a little bit started faster. That'd be nice. But I have faith in our defense. I think our defense will have a good game too this week. Be able to have a opportunity to show how dominant we can be again. Kind of remind some people that was just baby two out there getting lucky.
No, I agree with both of you guys. I'm not concerned about Purdue. I'm more concerned about Ohio State itself. That this is trap game written all over it. Do not look ahead. Take care of Purdue, like you said, Byron. Knock them out quick. Get the starters out of the game by the third quarter. That'd be my dream. And let's get ready for next weekend.
Dang, by the third quarter?
That'd be the goal.
By the third quarter? So you saying by half?
Middle of third quarter.
Middle, okay.
Middle of third quarter. Yeah.
I was gonna say, damn.
But you get these people out here because
they gonna let this man get reps. You know that he playing some of the third quarter.
Yeah, because
he need the reps. That's the only reason why he need the reps.
So they need to get rid of that. But now I think Ohio State wins that game handily. You got a score, Byron?
You said we're 20-point favorites. I'm gonna say 42-10.
Cedric?
Damn you! I was gonna say 42-12.
Man, you know what? Well, let's give it dominant. I'll give it 50-7.
Oh, damn! 50 burger. Okay,
let's get a 50 burger because I guarantee you next week we ain't getting a 30 burger. So
hell no. Hey, I was close though with this past week.
That's true.
That's why I can't be upset with Ryan Day kicking the field goal. I was close. Ryan Day, you got me really close there, boss. I'll let them score 3 more points than they needed.
So let's recap some of those big games from last week. Oklahoma 35, Texas 30. We said, I brought up the thing if Texas won, would that potentially put Quinn Ewers on a Heisman map? It's funny story.
That's
and then that's not true. But I did say if Oklahoma won, it puts them back in the national spotlight, which they are back in the national spotlight. And now their quarterback is trying to get some Heisman buzz for that performance. What'd you guys think of Oklahoma winning it on the last play? And now Oklahoma's back because they're number 5 in the country now.
Yeah, that was a statement win by the Sooners. I was switching between that game and OSU. And then when the OSU game finished, I came back to see Bert Auburn kick a game-winning field goal, potential game-winning field goal for Texas. And then they gave the Sooners the ball back, and Texas's D let them down because Sooners came back and went 75 yards in 5 plays. They did have a 14-yard defensive pass interference against Texas, but Dylan Gabriel threw that 3-yard touchdown, and Nick Anderson still the game.
And now Gabriel's a household name. Cedric, what do you think of Oklahoma pulling this win? Because everyone went Texas.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting them to do it. It worked out. Really for me is the Dylan Gabriel getting it done with his legs though. Man had over 100 yards rushing. And a rushing touchdown. That's I don't know. I got Max Dugan, that Michigan game. Last year I got those type of vibes when it's he's man, at all costs, I'm doing this by myself if I have to. I don't give a damn.
If you just look at the things he attributed to 285 in the air, 113 on the ground, you're right, Cedric. That is some Max. That's a good comparison. And then this Farouk wide receiver, 5 catches, 130,
bro.
Yeah.
And Quinn Ewers is strange. Quinn Ewers only had 6 incompletions, but he had 2 picks.
Can't do
It's
2
wild.
picks.
It's wild.
Remember week 2 on this podcast when all the spin talking heads said Texas was going to go undefeated?
Oops.
Yeah. Then I said Texas will end up, pulling at Texas. Well, they pulled at Texas.
At home. This was at neutral site. It felt like more Texas people were there.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I can't even knock. Like, yes, the 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to help you win the game.
Mm-mm.
Granted, it's college football though, so you may be able to get away with 1, right?
Yeah.
But they threw 2 picks and only lost by 4. Quinn,
you're still had a fumble too.
Quinn, you're still at over 300 yards passing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Martin said, he only missed 6 passes. 2 of them were interceptions.
It's so interesting too. Like with Brett,
it's crazy.
With Brent Binomial, who, for people who don't know, he was the defensive coordinator for Clemson, during Clemson's incredible run, and then he finally wanted to become a head coach. Last year, they were terrible. They were not good. Oklahoma, in his first year coaching, they lost this game to Texas last year, 49-0.
Mm-hmm.
And now you come back, you beat them, you jump 7 spots. You're number 5 in the country right now, and
man,
now you're on the map.
Do you think that jump was too much?
I think, Texas,
7 spots.
It's the fact Texas was number 3 at the time, and Texas beat Alabama, and we know how much ranking people love Alabama. It was probably oh shoot, you guys beat Alabama, and then you guys just lost to them, and whoa. Because like we talked about, these talking people really were pencil Texas in the playoff right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got to win the Big 12. They might meet them again.
Oh yeah.
That would cause some issues.
Who else is in Big 12 that's going to stop Texas from making it to the championship game?
That's a good point. I mean, none of them are really. Dang, Texas dropped. Oklahoma went 7. Texas dropped. They got Houston next, BYU, Kansas State, TCU, Iowa State, Texas Tech before the Big 12
Kansas State?
That'd be the potential, but that's at Texas.
Yeah.
Texas dropped what, to 9?
Yes.
Texas dropped 6. They jumped 7?
Yep.
Man.
Oh, and currently, because I forget, in the Big 12, since they do the round robin, which means the top 2 teams will play each other, which they could still. It's Oklahoma's number 1 in the Big 12 right now. West Virginia, number 2 at 4-1, 2-0 in the league.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But they have to play at Oklahoma, so man, that'd be the biggest game of their. And West Virginia's only loss is to Penn State right now.
Who's number 6?
In the country or in the Big 12?
In Penn State? In the country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Penn State's in the Big 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but West Virginia, they had their first game against, just like we played Notre Dame, they played Penn State, that type of stuff. That's why they lost to them. But I was just saying West Virginia's only loss is to Penn State. The rest of the time they're undefeated right now.
Yeah.
But they have to play, but that could change. I mean, but it's just interesting now because now, again, all those talking people are oh shoot. But now we'll talk about it more in November. What if we get to a point where Oklahoma's undefeated, Texas only has that 1 loss, and then Texas beats them in the Big 12 championship? That'll be down the road. What the hell's the committee about to do then?
Well, Texas is going at that point.
But then would you get rid of Oklahoma after only 1 loss?
It depends on who else is in the depends on who else is in the picture. Because right now, us and Michigan are 2-3. We know that's not staying.
Shoot, I'm not even going past to Michigan. I mean, Penn State 6. We got 2, 3, and 6.
Yeah.
Shoot. Florida State's 4. Who they about to lose to?
I don't think they're losing to anyone. I think, bro, I don't want to say, but I think they're secure low key.
You think so?
Bro, the rest of these people, well, Duke's not bad. And Miami.
Duke's not bad.
Miami's trash. So, no, they're going to win.
Does Florida State play North Carolina this year?
They would only play him in the ACC championship game.
Yeah,
because that's my dark horse. I'm like, I've seen the way they've been putting it on people.
Trig May. But the number one team, because of statistical stuff right now that has listed in the ACC right now, is Louisville.
they just had a big win. They're actually, I think they're number 2 in ACC now.
They're in the top 2 in Florida State.
They got it done.
Yeah, they took down Notre Dame. We really should have really emphasized when we made that pick that the Louisville game was at night on ESPN, and like Louisville people like Jack Harlow and all them were there. I would have picked Louisville.
Oh yeah, if I had known Jack Harlow was gonna be there, I would have picked Louisville.
Like they were getting hyped. I was like, oh, this is their only national televised game of the year.
Oh no,
bro, because their next game's on the CW. Like
I'm the same Brother Freeman. Oh no, I know Brother Freeman's over there hurting right now.
I know that's tough playing 3 ranked teams in a row though.
Bro, and then they about to. I ain't gonna cap.
I'm 4 before now this week.
4.
Brother Freeman,
yeah.
Y'all may get it this week too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, Louisville, man, beat Notre Dame, and then what other games did we talk about? Oh, well, see, he'll be editing this, but it's kind of ironic that my man was on a streak on being on the college football pod, the NFL expert Justin Ackendale, but this one he ain't on because he took Texas A&M to beat Alabama, and Texas A&M did not beat Alabama.
He was the only one that took them too.
Only one who took them, 26-20. The third quarter was the difference. Alabama broke that game open, and this is the most vulnerable Alabama team you've had in forever.
Mm-hmm.
And you lose.
Eddie, they only lost by 6.
That's true. That's true. It could have been worse.
I know Jimbo over there like, hey, we only lost by 6.
Like, it's crazy. Like, what are we doing? So then, obviously, what does that make him, 5-2? Yeah, 5-2.
Yeah.
So now they got to fight. But here we are. Alabama, again, positioning themselves atop the SEC West. They still got LSU. They still got some games left, but here we go again, potentially.
Man, those Texas A&M turnovers cost them, man, because they forced the Alabama turnover, but missed the field goal in the next drive. And then they had a safety. Well, Alabama had a safety. Just costly mistakes that Bama capitalized on. You can't give them mistakes like that. A&M.
Cedric, what do you got to say about old Texas A&M and Alabama?
And I'm just having them boys as safe in Alabama because Nick Saban's going to whoop their ass if they lost that game. I swear to God, heads were going to roll. Like y'all loud. I'm dead at like Nick Saban was not like. If he would have lost to Jimbo, oh my God,
it would have been rough.
Like Melrose may not have played another down of college football at Alabama.
Well.
We also asked last week because Georgia was struggling against some like better teams, and that week they put that to bed. It was an undefeated 51-13. Georgia reminded us why they're the 2-time national champ, number 1 team.
Bro, they busted their ass too. Like
They wanted to make a statement, and it was a statement made.
Yeah.
Other news.
Just a quick highlight on that game. Brock Bowers just actually passed AJ Green for the most touchdowns in Georgia history.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
With 24 career touchdowns.
That is crazy. He's a dog, man. Like,
yes.
there ain't nothing more to say about it. Like, he is just
wait, man. Once he starts in that NFL weight room, oh my God, this man's gonna eat people. This man's gonna eat people. You got that bionic arm already, like he Gronk.
Other quick news: Mario Cristobal is stupid. I don't know if you guys saw how he.
Oh, we saw. We saw.
Okay.
Everyone, listen. The world saw, and if the world didn't see it, Twitter saw it. And if you ain't see it on Twitter, Instagram, and for the youngins out there, even on TikTok, that nigga went worldwide for his dumbass move.
I just
Lost
don't
in the
understand.
fucking game.
I don't understand how you don't kneel the ball. Like, what were you
I
thinking?
don't either.
Like, this nigga tried to. What was he trying to do? Like, were they going to score? Was he trying to cover?
Well,
I couldn't tell you.
he cost millions of dollars because his dumbassery, and then they lose on the. So
good for Georgia Tech though, scoring that touchdown. That
oh yeah,
gorgeous. I saw it. I was like, ooh, that has to hurt. When that one player's on the side, like, what the fuck are we doing? That's a question where I'm asking right now. I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I know he calls the plays. I know he the coach. But there are times where it's like, if I'm the quarterback, I'm like, in this fuck what that nigga's talking about out there. Listen, we about to take this knee. He can yell at me and cuss me out later when we win. Like,
right.
Fuck what that man's saying. I done played enough NCAA, enough football to know we supposed to take the knee in this situation, run this clock out.
It's crazy. I was mind blown, and apparently he's done this before at Oregon, and that's probably why he's not at Oregon.
Oh, did he?
Apparently, but
hey, yo, bro,
he has a habit of bad time management. Apparently, he's a great recruiter, but time management, that's just embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Also, embarrassing. This was the nightcap. A lot of people probably asleep during this. USC went into not one, not two, triple overtime
against Arizona.
So, I mean, all caps. USC's defense is bad. USC is not a good team. They just have Caleb Williams.
Yes. Can't confirm.
I don't know who they're going to lose to, but USC is setting themselves up to lose a game this year.
Oh, I mean, look. If Caleb doesn't score 5 or 6 touchdowns, they lose him. Like, that's just what they've shown you.
Agreed. Like he's everything for that team. Like, it's just bad, man. Like, what are y'all doing?
The funny thing though is he only had 1 touchdown this game.
He had 3 rushing touchdowns, Byron.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was just looking at the stats.
Oh yeah, like
I didn't get to the rushing stats yet.
I was gonna say this. That's what I'm saying. Like, this nigga gonna score. Like, he may not score through the air, but he gonna score.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Like, he fumbled the ball twice though.
Yeah, 3. Like, he has to. It's just absurd. They gave up 40 points back-to-back weeks, USC's defense. But they're just terrible. That defense is bad. Caleb Williams is bad. But again, Lincoln Riley he's not good at defense. So,
I mean, yeah, they made their Arizona's quarterback look like a Heisman candidate.
Right.
5 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 303 yards passing.
And no disrespect. They're poo.
Yeah, their running back went off too. 22 carries, 143 yards.
You can go off when you play USC's defense.
Right. They had 1 receiver with 4 touchdowns.
They are trash.
But I take back Brother Marcus, you may be okay. Sam Hartman may look like a Heisman candidate this weekend. Who knows?
Oh, man. But yeah, let's get to those big games of the week. The biggest one, man. Number 8, Oregon. Number 7, Washington. Pac-12 killing each other continues. One of them's got to lose. 2 undefeated teams, 2 top 10 teams, 2 people who are in, as people say, that Heisman bubble with Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix. This is ABC. Pretty sure game days at this game.
It is.
Yep, game days. Oh, yeah, because I already know where game day is going to be next week, and they're going to be here in Columbus. So,
yes, sir.
The Washington's a 3-point favorite because they're at home. So, Byron, who you got in this one?
Oregon has a better defense than Washington.
Okay.
However, I'm taking Washington because of home field advantage and Michael Penix Jr.
Hey, okay. Cedric, who you liking?
They're both coming off a bye week. So ideally, everyone's well rested. I'm I'm going to go Oregon just because I love that defense they got. That defense is gritty.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be actually, I'm more interested in them going up against Michael Penix Jr. than I am about Bo Nix facing Washington's defense.
Hey, you look at these people's stats, man. Penix and Bo. Bo got 15 TDs, 1 pick. Penix got 16 TDs, 2 picks. This is as close as you can get. But
yeah, Penix actually has more passing yards. I think he has like 19 something.
Mm-hmm.
Which defense? How many? Well, I know which defense has more sacks. I would imagine Oregon's defense has more sacks than Washington's.
Oregon's defense. A better defense. I mean, shit, them stacks inflated too after what they did to Colorado.
Well, that's fair too.
I always feel we always talk about Texas is going to Texas, which is rightfully so. But these past 3-4 years, man, especially when they beat us, Oregon's always looks like they always look like they're primed to make the playoffs, and then they haven't made it since Marcus Mariota won the Heisman in the first playoff. So they always Oregon themselves. Is this the time? Is this the year they don't? Because this is. I mean, I feel like I'm going to take Washington by 1 point.
1 point?
1 point. But I would not be surprised. Like, if Bo Nix put a hurting on Penix, then he got to shoot up that Heisman ladder.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of this for me, I honestly think Oregon's defense is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a question of, can they stop Michael Penix?
Yeah. I agree. And if Oregon's defense putting hurting on them, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And Oregon wins, but it's going to be a really good one. We're still in the quasi Pac-12, even though they're not in the Pac-12. Notre Dame, USC. USC, 2 40-point close games in a row. Notre Dame, like 4th straight ranked opponent that just lost. Oh, man. USC's defense is bad. They're really bad. I just think because they have. If Notre Dame didn't lose that game against Louisville, I would have probably picked Notre Dame. But Caleb Williams, this is the night game too. He could be sitting there like, oh, I just saw Penix throw for 4 TDs, Bo Nix threw for 4. If I want to still try and get this Heisman again, I got to show out again. So I'm not even taking USC. I'm taking Caleb Williams.
Well,
I feel like that's the safest bet that anyone can make right now.
I mean, he's really willing that team.
He is. I don't know. I think I obviously picking USC, but this is Notre Dame's 4th night game in a row against a ranked opponent.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they had a close game against OSU, but they ended up losing. Close game against Duke, which they ended up winning. Actually, it was close against Louisville until the 4th quarter, and then Louisville showed out. I don't think they're going to stop Caleb Williams. Like, they'll be able to score because U.S. defense is terrible, but Caleb Williams is just too good.
Oh, I'm picking the USC. They're going to get the Jewel Shillelagh.
Okay.
I think Caleb. I mean, like I said, Caleb Williams. I have yet to see him been stopped this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'll even give it this: if you could keep this nigga to 2 touchdowns, I consider that you stop this man. If he only scores 2 total touchdowns, you stop this man. But listen, you can stop him in the air; he's gonna get it on the ground. You can try to stop him on the ground; he's gonna get it through the air. So,
and then next game, number 12 North Carolina, number 25 Miami. Miami is going to be in this. I mean, obviously they're going to be looking at Crystal Ball Boy because his week was terrible. But Cedric put out North Carolina, man. Drake May, person they're talking about the second quarterback taking the NFL draft behind Caleb Williams. Cedric, you were talking about him earlier. What do you got in this North Carolina Miami game?
Oh, bro, I'm going North Carolina. I like low key. Them and Duke have been making moves this year.
Like
they've been putting it on people. And I'm sorry, after last week, Chris Paul told me that shit, he don't make right decisions in tough times. Like, he can't make good decisions. So He gonna make some mistakes, and that's gonna end up costing him another one.
Byron.
Yeah, I got UNC as well. Currently, they are ranked. They're number 3 in the ACC. So if they want to stay competitive, they need this win. But Christabel shouldn't have lost that game last week. Just terrible. But I got UNC in this one, and plus it's at UNC.
I feel like with this game, if it's close, Miami's going to lose because of Cristobal. If it's a blowout, Miami's going to get blown out because of Cristobal. So North Carolina wins. After last week, I don't even know if he should have been allowed to fly with the team.
Damn.
Well,
I know Miami fans were hot, bro.
Bro, like Cedric said earlier, his own players.
Bro, I was gonna say first.
I saw that guy.
Don't forget this is a fan base that started off with some hard knock life, some true blood hitters. That man, if he fucks up again, he may not live.
Yeah,
they may kill his ass.
That's another team where it's like, are we back? The U is back? Nope. Staying in the Pac-12, 18 UCLA, 15 Oregon State. Byron, who you got?
If Oregon State wins, those should be number 3 in the Pac-12 behind Oregon. I forgot who's number 2. Well, actually, Oregon and Washington are, I think, 2 and 3, and Oregon State's number 4. So I'm picking Oregon State to get the dub this weekend.
Cedric?
Man, I'm honestly torn. I really am. The Beavers have been good to me this year. I'm going to go UCLA, though. I'm going to go. It's not basketball season, but I'm going to give it to them. Maybe they can make something happen for themselves.
I'm going to go UCLA, too, because I haven't picked an upset yet, and not all these higher seeds are going to win. So I think UCLA takes out Oregon State.
I think I picked almost all upsets except for North Carolina.
Then we got Missouri versus Kentucky, and Missouri 5-1, Kentucky 5-1. Missouri's a surprising 5-1. Who you guys got in this one?
I'm torn in this one because they both had crushing losses last week. I think Mizzou's was probably more crushing because they were in it to beat LSU and then throw a pick 6 on their last drive. So I don't know who comes more motivated, Missouri or Kentucky. I'm going to pick Kentucky.
Cedric?
Not confident about it.
I mean, at this point, I'm probably going to be wrong like a lot. So I'll be Missouri. I don't care.
So at Kentucky. I'll take Kentucky as well, just because it's at home. Before we leave, USA Today came out with their coaches, like the highest paid per year, all of that stuff. And just want to share some interesting stats that the SEC football average coach, like the average, 7.6 million a year.
Oof.
The average.
Oof.
That's 866,000 more than the average pay of the Big Ten, which is second place. So Big Ten average is 6.7, ACC is 5.1, Pac-12 is 4.7, Big 12 is 4.6, SEC was at 7.6, and they said something crazy too, like there's 5 coaches in the SEC who are making $9 million or more a year.
Yes, sir.
One of them is Jimbo.
One of them is Jimbo. Do you want to try and guess some of the other ones?
I'm going to say
Probably
Jimbo.
Saban.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say Jimbo, Saban. I'm either going to say Lane Kiffin or Brian Kelly.
You're both on both of those. You're right on both of those. So you're missing
There's
2
one
more.
left. Or 2 more.
Did you guys already say Kirby?
No, I was gonna say Jordan Kirby next.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Kirby. Mm-hmm. So 2 more.
The
2
last
more,
one.
actually.
Florida's coach?
No, but you're in the SEC East. They're in the SEC East.
Tennessee's coach?
Yep, $9 million exactly.
Wow.
Him and Lane Kiffin make $9 million exactly on the year. Then Mark Stoops makes $9,013,000. Yeah.
Interesting. Did not expect Tennessee's coach to get $9 million a year.
I think he got that extension when
they beat Alabama last year.
Because Saban makes $11 million per year. And then Kirby makes 10.7 a year. Ryan Day makes 10.2. Mel Tucker was 10 point exactly $1 million a year, but then his contract died. So that's crazy. Half the SEC's coaches, man, are making $9 million. $9 million.
That's insane.
But there was something that I heard on 97.1 The Fan. I've been looking for a week to try and confirm it and look at his contract. And I haven't found it. They tried to say that in Nick Saban's contract, his new one that he signed, the extension, that he made it a clause that he has to make $2 million more than the highest paid SEC coach.
So more than Jimbo?
Jimbo or Kirby. So whenever Kirby signs a new deal, Nick Saban has to be $2 million more than it.
That's
and I was
so
like,
petty.
And I was like, hold on. And this is Barbie Carr. I was like, is this real? I've been searching, man. I haven't been able to find that clause, but that would be petty.
That would be so petty if that's true. He said, no, I'm the highest paid SEC coach.
Still coaching at the tender age of 70.
Oh, man. I want to try to find that too, because I got to know.
That's funny. Well, guys, we got Purdue this weekend. Let's take care of business. We take care of business, and State takes care of business. And next Tuesday, it's on.
It's on. It's on. Before we end, though, congratulations to Ryan Day for getting his 50th win on Saturday. Good 50-6.
So, I mean, hey, all he does is, you look at the stats, man, he wins. That's what he does. And obviously his job will be in question next weekend.
Wow.
As we're scarleting out the shoe at noon. Oh, yes. The Penn State OSU game is going to be big noon kickoff on Fox.
I'm so surprised that's not a night game. I'm very interested to see who's at night game that week.
No, I don't even think OSU's we haven't even hosted a night game this year.
Nope.
No.
I don't think we will.
Nope.
Penn State was our only chance.
They said, oh, hell yeah. We ain't doing this night shit in Columbus. That's great. Oh, man. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the LSMC podcast. Go Bucks. Can't wait to be back next week to preview Ohio State versus Penn State. You guys take care.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.